It's been a while. A long while since I've streamed. But I'll be playing a bit of Prop Night later on, maybe. We'll see. Honestly, I don't know. For right now, I'm just gonna be chilling for a bit while waiting for some friends to come online. Afterwards, while playing a little bit of Arc Nights, well, auto farming Arc Nights. So yeah, I have safely returned from my trip to Japan alone. It's loud. Okay, the music's really loud. Hold on, give me a sec. Okay. I have safely returned. Well, I returned almost a week ago. Almost a week ago. A bunch of stuff happened, but here's just some points I want to remember, like, note to myself, and for anybody who's traveling to Japan to note. But I don't think anybody else would watch it, but yeah, okay. So starting off with my decision to go to Japan, I was really half-assed with this. I was really half-assed with this trip. How do I say? I was so half-assed with this trip that I did not plan anything. I was just like, okay, I'm gonna decide to go to Japan. Actually, I was supposed to go like next month, on October. That's what I originally decided on. But one of my friends who has appeared on the stream quite often, I will not dox him. Yes, I'll try not to dox anybody on the stream. Okay. There will be a lot of tangents, probably. So I'm just playing a game where I don't have to think, so I can like think about what I want to say. Okay, first of all, I'm safe. パンドラの箱、こんばんは。英語喋ってんだけど今日は。日本の旅で英語に説明するんだけど、後でプロップナイトすると思うけど、まあ、今は、まあ、日本の旅とか、いろいろ考えてて英語で喋ってるんだけど、まあ、そう。まあ、なんか気まずいな。日本人に来てた。そうだね。まあ、英語で変わりますんで、すいませんね。ちょっと勘弁してね。Where was I? So my plan to Japan was really half-assed. I decided it on a whim. Barely had anything saved up for the trip at all. Like, it was like such a last-minute thing. そう、元気ですね。鳥も。黒のも元気ですよ。But it was such a half-assed trip. I did not have money saved up. I barely had any money saved up, honestly. I did not borrow anything from my mom. Thankfully, I didn't need to. I'm pretty sure she would have given me some, but I didn't want to take any money from her. Managed to save it up all my own. Used pretty much all of it, honestly, on it. And not a good thing. Definitely not a good thing. ありがとう、もちもち。But so yeah, my trip was half-assed as shit. I barely had any money saved up. I took leave in advance just in case. And I was honestly probably gonna dip out like midway kind of thing. It's something I always do. I have a bad habit of like dipping because I give into my nerves, get too scared and dip, run away. I'm glad I didn't this time. I met so many nice people. A lot of people came from really far away just to meet me, you know. I wasn't able to meet everybody I wanted to meet. Some of them were not free enough to meet me. Some of them, you know, even though we lived really close, I was busy with something maybe. But yeah, I decided to go on a trip alone. For the first time overseas alone, and my first trip ever alone to another country was Japan, my dream country. Otaku culture and everything, you know. Oh my god, such a dream, right? Like, you do not know how stressed I think you do not know how stressed I was on that day. Like, I was supposed to fly. It was like, it passed by so quickly. Hotel bookings and everything, I just booked it nonchalantly, didn't think too much about it. Then that cost a lot of money. I got a hotel that was really close to the station, thank you. It was a really convenient hotel, and it was a really fancy one too. It became like kind of like a meeting spot, so I don't actually regret it. For like all my friends, they all like pretty much, most of them came over. You know, welcome to back. Thanks, bro. Are you free right now? Jesus Christ, I don't think you're free right now. But yeah, it was really half-assed. I'm trying not to dox anybody. Try not to give too much like details about personal life. But I'm sure just here comparing Singapore, where I'm from, and Japan as a whole. You know, notes to selves and like So next year when I'm visiting, and I plan to visit at least with some like Japanese friends who are coming over to visit me again, we might get an Airbnb or something, like a house, and then we can just all go together. The only problem I can think of with that is when everybody comes home at the same time and everybody needs to go and shower and bathe, that's gonna be the issue. But let's save that for like next year or something. Let's like next year Kuro to worry about. But so my trip to Japan, the hotel cost me about a lot of money, like 1.2. I don't know if it's alright to like say that amount, but I'm just gonna say it. The hotel that I lived in is not like the most fancy of hotels, but it was fancy enough. But I was only there to just like sleep. I didn't do much there, so honestly regret buying such an expensive hotel. Like every day costs about like $100+. So getting a cheap hotel which costs like 50 from one of my friends say, it was a bit out of the way, away from the train station and everything. But if you have friends bringing you, like guiding you, or you have like Google Maps that you know how to use or can use, because you're gonna probably get a portable Wi-Fi, which I also would be best if you book like a week in advance and you can just collect it from there or something. You know, you can just use the airport Wi-Fi. It's like free, so that would be good if you can get like the airport Wi-Fi and use the airport Wi-Fi to get Google Maps to work, and then make your way to where you're gonna collect or where you're supposed to collect your portable Wi-Fi. That would make it a lot. I don't know if it'll be a lot cheaper, because the Wi-Fi it costs me like $100+ for 9 days for unlimited Wi-Fi. And I guess it's good, it's unlimited, but would you really need like unlimited Wi-Fi if you're going on if you're a tourist for like a week or something? I don't think you really need like unlimited Wi-Fi. So maybe like 3 GB a day would be like more than enough. Plus hotel probably will give you Wi-Fi as well. So I don't think you really need that, but thinking about it, if you can charge it overnight while you sleep, you can bring it along, portable, it's good. That's something that, and unless you're like traveling with like a group of friends, and then you're like planning to stay together a lot of time, and then I think that would be good, like one portable Wi-Fi with unlimited data. You can just share between like all your friends and everything. That is like a pretty good deal, because your friends can split the cost with you. And of course, if you're going with like a sibling or something, you can sleep together in the same room. So maybe a little bit more expensive hotel with a bigger space would be good. But if you don't mind sleeping like really cramped together, I think even a $50 room. I've never been to the $50 room like hotels before, but from what I can see, it's not that bad. But it's just out of the way. It's not very convenient. You have to walk a bit, but you have to walk a lot anyways if you're a tourist. You're looking at all the sightseeing stuff. So that's like a mental note, right? Then of course, you can also book like not cheap hotels, but cheap flights to Japan. From what I can see right now, because they're having a meetup in Osaka in the October, somewhere in Osaka, I don't know the details. And I checked the plane tickets from Singapore to Osaka. It was like $500 for a round trip. And my trip was like twice that. So maybe I was thinking maybe, if it costs twice that, that means that my flight, it provided like free food. It gave food and stuff like that. So on the way there, like I flew 6 in the morning, I think. I flew 6 in the morning and I pretty much didn't sleep all night. So in the plane, I was just sleeping the entire time. So if you plan on flying like early in the morning and you just plan to sleep the entire flight, because it's like a 6-hour flight, then you might as well just book a cheap one and then like not eat and just sleep through it, and then once you arrive there you can eat something. That'll be more convenient, I think, and it'll be cheaper as well. But yeah, that's my thought on it. But I think next time if I'm going, I don't know about my friends is something my friends will settle for me. Hopefully. If I'm going by myself again next year, which I do plan on going, I don't know when though. I was thinking maybe March, but we'll see. I think maybe I'll grab like a cheaper hotel where it's a little bit further. And around the same area as well, I think. And cheaper hotel as well as getting a cheaper flight to Japan. And that would save me like pretty much half of what it cost me to go there. And I still have some savings from the trip from Japan, like when I came back, I still have like some money saved up. And this time I probably won't buy as much souvenirs for my friends and family, so I don't have to bring as much to Japan. If I plan to make it a yearly thing, I can't keep spending 5k every single time I need to go back and forth. So I do need to think about budgeting and stuff. You know, self-improvement, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just, you know, thinking about all of these things. Well, you know, it's a bit tough. Not really used to it because this is the first ever time I'm flying alone. I sold everything by myself, like the hotels, the flights, everything was settled by me. Before I flew with my ex, he booked everything. He booked the flights and everything, so I didn't know anything. And we stayed at his cousin's place, so we didn't have to book a hotel as well. And it was Malaysia, so it wasn't really long. So my first ever long, kind of like semi-long flight. And by myself was to Japan. I would say, like, honestly, when I was booking the tickets and everything, probably already mentioned this, but I was nervous as shit. I'm so glad that, like, you know, there were people there to help me. I will not lie, I was doubting that anybody was gonna show up at all. Honestly, it's like, why would they come all the way from so far away to come just to meet me? You know, like, someone that they've like barely known for like half a year or something, you know. That's what I thought, and I was so surprised and like really happy to meet everybody who came. And those who did not manage to come to the gathering, they were like kind of apologetic about it, or like, you know, busy, which, you know, they have like their lives too, like work, school. But in the end, a lot of people managed to come, and you know, I was how do I say, they guided me around so much, they helped me through Japan so much. I wouldn't have been able to done it like by myself. And that's saying something, because I think I'm like able to decently speak the language quite a bit. So I don't know how people do it. I know there's like an app for like translating menus, like, you know, there's an app with people like Google Translate that you can translate stuff in. But like, you know, it's such a tough time, you know. I don't know. It's such a stressful time. I don't know how people like stay there, especially like when they don't speak the language, and like, you know, how they work there. It's kind of tough. Even being a tourist, I still feel like a little bit awkward at times, you know. It's not my native language. The first like week was like a dream. It was like a fever dream. Everything went by so fast. Everything was so fun. But after a week, I was so burnt out. I was so tired. I was so sick of everything. For like a few hours, I was hanging with friends, and I was like, I did not understand. I did not want to catch their conversations anymore. I did not want to see any of the signs that I can barely read. I have to use my brain so much just to read like a simple sign that tells me like where to go, even though I have my friends there who can easily guide me. You know, me trying to be like independent and reading signs by myself is a bit, you know, being dumb. But you know, frankly speaking, like at that point, I was like so tired. I didn't want to speak Japanese. I wanted to like, speak English for a little bit. And over there, like most of my friends from Japan only speak Japanese. They barely understand English. And apparently my English, when I speak English, I kind of speak too fast at times. But, you know, that like, you know, mentally burnt me out. Not to mention, like, you know, I don't typically have a strong or long-lasting social pattern. I don't think. I don't fucking know, man. I'm so done with everything. Like at that week, like that week, I felt so bad for the people who, you know, I'm hanging out with. You know, like at that point in time, it was like so bad. But yeah, so aside from that, I really did enjoy it. I'll explain more about my trip later on, but so my flight was at 6 a.m. After booking everything. The cost for my flight was about 1,000 SGD, Singapore dollars. and my hotel that I've booked in advance was about $1,200, I think, online, and the check-in time was about 3:30, which was about the time where I was supposed to arrive in Japan, and that was like supposed to be like the time where I was supposed to arrive in Japan, and oh my god, Taibu and Hisoka, hi. My English speakers are here. My English speakers are here. No, but so like first time traveling is really tough, but I think having like this experience and everything, and a lot of my friends who were there to help me like really helps like support me through everything. I honestly like I don't think they know how much they helped me. And honestly, there was even one person who was really busy with her work schedule, and she still like checked up on me. Like she messaged me, she's like, "Have you arrived yet? If you don't think that the person that was supposed to fetch you from the airport can make it, please let me know by 6 p.m. today. I'll take like the Shinkansen and come over and fetch you. But I'll arrive like at 12 a.m. though." Like she said those kind of things, and like that really like touched me, helped me like have like a mental like a support being behind my back just in case someone like fails to show up or something. But so I okay, hotel was about 1,002, flight was about 1,000. I can book a $500 flight, I think 300 maybe if I book like really in advance or something. From I heard from my mom anyways, who has a coworker who went to Japan often. So I can book that a lot cheaper, so that makes life a lot easier. I don't have to save up as much. And food, I don't really need to eat that much, honestly. I don't even eat that much. But and then there is also like the hotel, which is like a $50 a night. I don't think I'll be staying for 9 days anymore. I think maybe at most I'll be staying for like a week or 5 days at max. I stayed for 9 days, 10 because my flight got some issues, but I'll explain that later. But 5 days would be half the cost of my hotel, but if it's a $50 one, it would just cost like $250, you know what I mean? So costing like $250 would not be too big of a budget. Maybe $1,000 for my accommodations, like accommodation and flight, for a round trip. That would be 1K, and maybe another 1,000 or like 1,500 for like spending there, because I'm not gonna be getting as much souvenirs as I am this time. But what I do need to prepare is a new luggage, which I think my family has somewhere, I don't know. But if you don't, I'll get one personally for myself. And what else? That's pretty much it. I think my passport is updated, so it's fine. And I have like a pretty fresh memory of my trip to Japan, so I think I'm pretty okay on that point. And I think when I go there, there will be people who will meet me there again, which I am always so fucking thankful for. They're always there to help me and support me so much. I don't know, it's just I'm not familiar with that country. I'm not a resident from that country. I'm visiting the country for like the first time, second time, whatever, and they're like there, Of course, I will still have the worry of, them not being able to make it because of some family emergency or work emergency or something. But if that's the case, even so, I have gotten kind of used to the train station somewhat in Japan, so I think I will be able to make it. Maybe if I'm kind of able to suddenly speak fluently in Japanese now. Yay, right? But if I can't, I'll just ask them to like speak slower or something. We'll see. But yeah, I don't have to plan. I don't have to keep as much of what I want to do. Okay, my game is fucked. Okay, there we go. Oh, my game crashed. Okay, let's restart it. But so the trip to Japan, how was it and everything? Okay, let's see. What I flew. My plane was at 6 a.m. I left my house at 2:33 a.m. I played games before that, so I did not sleep at all. I had a day off. I don't know what time I woke up on that day, but I was not sleeping. I did not sleep for, I think, until like I flew. I took off in the air. That was about like 6:30, 7. But I slept throughout the entire thing. I missed like breakfast. I missed like most of the snacks that they gave out, which was, a waste on my part, honestly. should have booked a cheaper flight, but you know, yeah, first time, whatever. It's better being like comfort zone, safer than sorry, you know, it's better safe than sorry, you know. But I did not sleep. Thankfully, my sister was there to help me out a lot. Like she helped me out so much. She followed me to the airport. She took the cab with me to the airport, stayed with me all the way till like, you know, my flight. And I went in like really early. I went in like 5:45. I went in, flew there. Before I took off, I messaged her. When I reached there, she messaged me saying that she was home and she was gonna sleep, and that was like around 8. I don't know if that was like Japan time 8 or like, you know, Singapore time 8, but she really helped me so much. And then she went to sleep. She also had a lot on her plate. Like that week when I was still in Japan, my dog had an operation to get rid of his canines, but you know, it's successful. He's still here. He's very happy now. It doesn't hurt him anymore. But let's see. So she went to sleep about 7, 8. She stayed with me. She got lost in like the airport. And she managed to find a bus back, thankfully. And she took the bus instead of the cab, you know, expensive Singapore cabs. But she took the bus home. She went to sleep afterwards. When I reached, she was still sleeping. I messaged her. I messaged my, like, so many people messaged me before I reached, and I had to reply to them. So there was like I think 3 or 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. About 5 people messaging me on Discord. All of them are local Japanese friends who messaged me on Discord asking me if I was okay, or just like talking to me, just like randomly. And then there was my sister who's telling me that she reached home safe, going to bed. And then there was my mom who, you know, obviously she's worried. Her only daughter going out for the first time, you know, exploring the world and stuff. For the first time, going overseas, you know, of course she's fucking hella worried. But yeah, so she was worried as shit. I then messaged the person who was gonna come and fetch me from the airport. And I did not expect them to take really long, because Singapore is small as shit, and if I wanted to go to the airport, it would take me like 1 hour. But it took the person almost 2 hours to get to the airport after I messaged him. And I'm pretty sure he was already like prepared to leave by the time like I messaged him. So, you know, I told him to like take his time though, so I wasn't too worried. He told me he was on the way, and he didn't like they didn't like, you know, I like they didn't like, oh shit, I have a problem, you have to wait a bit or something. They kept like they kept apologizing, saying that, you know, they're gonna arrive later than expected and stuff like that. And that was like perfectly fine by me, because arriving late is better than not arriving at all, in my opinion. So I did not mind that at all. I just patiently waited, sorted out my stuff, like get mentally like settled down. But when I touched down and like got my luggage and everything, the first thing I aimed for was portable Wi-Fi. I was so freaked out. Like I needed to have like a portable Wi-Fi with me, because I did not know if like the internet, like if they were gonna cut off my Wi-Fi. Like the airport was gonna cut off my Wi-Fi, like, you know, oh, you've used this like for like 2 hours already, I'm gonna cut you off or something. And if that was the case, I would not be able to like contact my friend anymore. And I didn't know what time he was coming, you know, it was like 100% sure. And it was like a 2-hour trip thing, you know. We were like, okay, so I need to get myself like a portable Wi-Fi. And thankfully there was like multiple portable Wi-Fi stores. Well, I did only see one, but there probably were quite a bit around the airport. I just went from the terminal, like exited, and, you know, found the first one, and I just bought one from there. Thankfully I had like quite a bit of money on hand, so it wasn't like too big of a deal. I think it was still really expensive though. It's like the one that I got was like worth if you are traveling as a like big group, not for solo traveling for sure. But I'll ask my friend where to get like what she got next time. But so yeah, I got that one, which was unlimited for like 9 days, and I also had like insurance just in case I lost any of it, which I did not, thankfully. So better safe than sorry, I guess. Yeah, so I got the Wi-Fi, connected it to my phone, kept in touch with the people who were coming to meet, with the person who was coming to meet me. Waited, like chilled and waited. Like honestly, once I reached there, and yes, I am talking about my trip to Japan in English. Yes, I am. It's a bit slow. Yes, I am. The reply will be a bit delayed because stream delay. There we go. Okay. But so I'm trying not to dox anybody, okay? But yeah, so what happened was I reached there, and honestly, with so many people contacting me, I felt pretty safe at that point in time. Like really, the flight was over. Kind of the imminent danger of like the plane crashing or something was over. And you know, I have someone who was on the way to meet me, was on the way to coming over to help me and like, you know, guide me through everything. First time in Japan, don't know how to reach it, you know, it's all so hectic at that point. But being in the airport with like semi like English words, like the signs and everything, that like, you know, that really helped me out. Once you get out of that, you will still see like signs in like the main tourism spots, like in where I stayed, Ikebukuro, or Tokyo Station, Shibuya, Akihabara. There's like a bunch of like English signs all over the place, and obviously like really clearly like, you know, toilet signs and like stuff like that. You should be able to tell where it's going on. It's okay. Thanks for coming by. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay. So like, okay, so when I reached there were like English signs, buses to like different terminals, like free buses, which I did not know was free. So I stood like I am a person with no sense of direction. I am scared shitless, you know. I get lost. I'm a coward. I get scared shitless. I have no sense of direction. So I usually typically stay in like the one place that I'm familiar with. Like I'll explore that place when I'm like, you know, kind of familiar with, and I quickly learn. Is how I adapt to this place, you know. So I explored the terminal, bought my Wi-Fi, sat down for a little bit, explored a little bit more. Yeah, I explored a little bit more, and then while I waited for my friend, I arrived there around 3:30. We had to like sign a form, some sort of form. They had like signed 2 forms that they gave us. They gave us on the plane, saying that if you're not a Japanese local, you'll have to fill up this form or something. And I think I just kind of just died on the plane, and I did not like realize we had to do that until I woke up, and there was like 1 hour left. It's like, you have to sign this form if you want to go into Japan or something. And I was like, oh shit, I missed that. I fucked it. Am I too late? And I was like, sorry, can I have a form? You know, I want to sign it. I was like filling it out. I was like so confused. Like, okay, so they wanted you to fill in your number, and it was like a Japanese like, you know, number format. And then, you know, like it's so different from Singapore. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Fill it with like Singapore for number? I was like, or do I leave it blank? And like, I know some parts of it was like your current address or something. I'm like, I don't fucking know what my current address is. I don't know what my address is. I don't know where I'm like staying. My friend's gonna bring me to the area. I only know the hotel name. It's like, I don't know the specifics. I don't have Wi-Fi to search that up. So just left it blank. And they didn't really check too much about it. They didn't go through it, like details with it. It's like you just took it, and they were like whatever. They were like whatever. I'm like okay, I guess I'm done. And I went. They checked my passport, scanned my face or something, like took a picture or something, and like scanned my thumbprint, give me like a sticker for like Japan. You know, I went downstairs, collect my luggage. I went back up to like the first, I think basement 1, first floor. I think it's the first floor. It was like that first floor area where I got my pocket Wi-Fi and everything. And yeah, that pocket area, like the first floor where I got my pocket Wi-Fi, waited for my friend. I did not eat anything that day. I think even though I said I felt like really calm, I was still obviously like in the back of my mind. I still had some doubts. I am so sorry for having doubted you, my friend. If you do watch this stream, I don't think you will. I don't even think you understand the way I'm speaking right now. But yeah, it was like, I think I was just that stressed. I didn't know what to explore. There were like a little like mart where they sell like bread and stuff. I didn't even get anything from that. I was like, oh shit, what do I do? I just wait. I just wait around. What if I don't recognize him because I'm bad with faces? Like there was like so much worry in my mind. But just the fact that I knew that he was coming, like that my friend was coming to fetch me and bring me over, that like put ease on my mind. And even if he like ended up having an emergency at the very last second, because he did tell me that he was gonna end up like being late, like around, he was gonna reach about 5 p.m. it was not 6 p.m. and you know, my other friend was like, okay, if the person doesn't show up, like, you know, please let me know by 6. I'll come over like immediately, you know. I had like a backup to my, like, I had like a backup, so I was like, okay, I know that that backup won't fail me. I hope, you know. I didn't really need to use that backup though, thankfully, but you know, the backup didn't, in the end, didn't come meet me at all, so I still haven't met them. I'm kind of sad about that. But yeah, I'm still like at the first like top point of it. It was like there's so much to talk about. But yeah, that was like I was like so stressed, like, but I didn't eat anything. And oh, I remember when I woke up and it was like 1 hour in my flight, like they gave me like a croissant, like a chocolate croissant, like the chocolate was frozen. Good though. I'll admit, it was good. Would eat again. But yeah, I ate that and that lasted me till like I think 7, 8 p.m. I think. It lasted me like 7, 8 p.m. And yes. Yes! It's good music. Good music. It's good music. It's copyright free too, so I use it. Okay. So yeah, but eventually he, like, the person that was supposed to meet me did arrive, and when he arrived, he let me know. And but at that point, I was already collected my wife. I was sad. I was like so sad. So I just grabbed my luggage. I was like, "Where are you at? Where you at, bro?" And then he thought I was in like a certain terminal, and I fucking forgot that I didn't even forget. I didn't even know that airports have terminals. Like, because I just took the cab to the airport in Singapore. So my sister was the one who called the Grab. I didn't even know that airport had terminals. You know, that was how fucking stupid I am. Jesus Christ, I am so fucking dumb. Okay, but so my friend asked me, okay, so what terminal are you at? And I'm like, I don't remember what terminal I was at. I think I was at terminal 1. And I was, oh, my friend was at terminal 3. And that took him another, I think, 20 minutes to reach. He took a bus and he reached it. I'm like, oh shit, am I gonna make him spend so much fucking money on this shit? I'm like, oh, fuck off. You know, yeah, that was like one of when he arrived after like all that, he arrived around 5:30-ish, I think. I don't remember. But he sent me a picture of his general location. Boom! And that was when I knew, okay? I was like, I knew that he was there because I walked past there like while I was exploring that area. I literally walked past there. I'm like, okay, I know where this place is. Problem. He has sent me a picture of himself before, and I have sent him a picture of my face before. I am bad with faces. I am so bad with faces. I remember animal faces better than I remember human faces, and that's not a good thing. Especially when you're trying to meet a human, not an animal. So thankfully at that point in time, I was like, okay, so this is where he's supposed to be at. So now I'm looking around, trying to spot this like Japanese guy in a place filled with foreigners and Japanese workers. So I'm like, okay, now which is my friend? Which one is my friend? All I know is that he is a guy. And I was looking so desperately all over the place. I did not know where he was at. But the moment I saw that one guy standing there, like, it was like he was waiting for something, I was like, boom, that's him, I think. Okay, let's go. Because everybody else around me, they were pretty much all foreigners, and they were all in like a big group, like 5, 2, 3, like they were all in a fucking group, right? So when I saw like a Japanese guy just standing there alone using his phone, because you know, you'd probably be using your phone trying to see if like, you know, like your friend has arrived or something, you know, like nearby. You would try to, you know, look at your phone or something. Yeah, that was him. I got it right. I'm such a genius for that. Okay, you know, I've been like, okay, so I met him, and then I walked towards him. He looked up from his phone, and then he went, ah, like, okay, this is definitely the guy. And then he asked me, he's like, Kuroro, and I'm like, yes. Okay, that's right. I met the guy that he was supposed to bring me to like the hotel. I am safe. I am so fucking safe. Okay, there we go. And we're going. So he, you know, he started a conversation. You know, it's normal. It's like, hey, what up? You know, how's your flight? Blah 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 blah. You know, were you worried or whatever? You know, I'm like, yeah, everything's good. You know, trying to act cool. Not really act cool. Just like, yeah, okay. Because I think I didn't even feel it. I was like too stressed to even like feel the stress. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm so stressed that I'm calm, kind of thing. I don't know if that actually happens, but you know. But yeah, I was like, okay. Now that I met him, I'm like, okay, I am pretty much set. I'm set. Now that all I have to do is safely get to my hotel, and I'm like golden. Tomorrow is the new day. To, you know, they can do so much. And so he was like, okay, so now we need to ride a bus to terminal, like some other terminal. I think terminal 2 or terminal 3 or something. And then from there we ride a train outside to get like, you know, to where we're going to, like the train station, and ride like the train towards where my hotel is at. Okay, I'm like, okay, sure. And then there was a bus like waiting nearby. He found a bus that we're supposed to go on, and then he got on. And then like, okay, we got on the bus. I was like, okay, we're chill. Then we got on the bus. I'm like, wait, do we need I'm like, I got in from the back of the bus because he got on from the back of the bus, so you know, typical thing, follow the local. I followed the local, put my luggage on the back of the bus, and I was like, okay, he sat down and I sat down. I'm just like, okay, do I need to pay for this bus? That was my thought process. So I was like, is this bus, do I need to pay for this bus? Because you know, in Singapore, most of the bus you need to pay for. There's like no free shuttle bus, like from the airport to like cities, towns, too small, just take the train, whatever. So I was like, okay, so I might have to pay for this. So I asked, I was like, do you have to pay for the bus? You know, like, do you have to pay for the bus? I'm like, oh no, this bus is free. It's like terminal. It's like you just get to another terminal, it's free. I'm like, oh, it's a free bus. Okay, let's go. Free bus. Okay, I'm riding a free bus. Now I'm nervous. My luggage is heavy. I am weak as fuck. I have no strength in my arms. Okay, I'm like, I'm good at slapping people, but I'm not good at carrying shit. Don't be jealous. You'll get close. You'll get close. You'll get close. Don't worry. Don't worry. But yeah, so it's like, how do I say it? It's kind of like, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, free bus, let's go. Okay, so we were like waiting. It was only, I think, a few people on the bus with us at that point. I was like, okay, so him and I were making small talk and shit. Yeah, oh my god, right? They have like 3 buses from the airport to like the terminal, you know, like the terminals, you know, they have 3 buses to the terminal, and also paid buses to local tourist spots like Ikebukuro, where my hotel was. So I got there, like, you know, yeah, I got on the bus. And we rode there. We got to the terminal. My arms are weak as shit. I don't know if I had like the strength to carry like the entire thing. I didn't expect, you know, I don't know how long it would take, you know. I knew we had to like ride the train because the cabs in Singapore is like more expensive. And like, you know, like the cabs are so much more expensive in Japan. So most people, like, you know, travel by taxi, not taxi, by train. So I knew that we were gonna have to take like public transport and everything. So I went there into the train station in, I think, Narita Kuko, which is Narita Airport train station. I don't know what the train station is specifically called. I think it's just called like Narita train station. Unfair, so I still need to translate the bus actually. No, but then, you know, it was like, how do I say, after that it was like, you know, so we got there, and then so my friend was like trying to find the way out because I don't think he's way too familiar with that, because I don't, you know. Of course, go ahead. Of course. It's my English server though. It's my English server though. Did I send that? Oh, of course. It's my... Okay, there we go. Okay. So, you know, it was like kind of I don't know. I was like, okay, so I think he wasn't too used to fetching someone from the airport as well. He did not explain to me that the bus was free until we got on the bus, and I was like thinking about it. Wait, why hasn't he gone and asked me for money to pay for the bus or something? Then I had to ask him and stuff like that. I was like, but he did help me a lot. Like really, he helped me a lot. But at the end, I think he didn't know how to get it. Like he rode the train, so he knows which line to use, but he doesn't know how to order the tickets or something, because they weren't selling Suica cards at that point in time when I traveled there. So I had to buy like individual tickets. And let me just tell you, if you're not used to the Japanese ticket system, you once you get used to it, you probably won't ever forget it. But I'll explain it a bit later. But especially if you're like new to Japan, or like you use the Suica card, you won't have to use like tickets much. Yeah, you're in for a big surprise. So the staff member at Naruto airport was like, oh, he thankfully asked, because I was not about to ask someone. I don't know, man. I'm like, I don't know. But he asked for me how to get to like the Ikebukuro station, which was where my hotel would be at. My hotel is called Ikebukuro Metropolitan Hotel. Ikebukuro Metropolitan Hotel. Oh my fucking god. Metropolitan Hotel. Okay. English accent. Girl. Nail it. Okay. So yeah, so my hotel was there. So he asked the train staff how to get there, because if not, you would have to like get out of the train station multiple times, get a new ticket, go back in the train station, and ride a different train, like a different train line. It's like, changing lines in Singapore is like changing from the red line to the blue line, or like the blue line to the yellow line or something. You have to change lines and stuff like that. It's like kind of similar, except every single time you want to change a train line, you have to get out and like tap your card out of the station, buy a new ticket, get back in, kind of thing. That's gonna be a pain in the ass and everything. So he asked the staff, and the staff literally like bought like a ticket that was like worth everything, and just like went, and we went there like without getting out of the station at all. I found out later on, by the way, because I had to do that later on. I had to find out how to do that later on, but I still don't know how to do that later on. So it's still like buying like individual tickets, getting out, But at that point in time, I didn't have a luggage, so it was just fine. Fine. But so we got to Ikebukuro station. We had to change like 3 trains. Midway through the first train I got on, I was holding my own luggage. I kind of expect him to help me. Whenever just he I am the guest, but he's the one guiding me. I can't expect exactly as someone who's helping me like so much, like, someone who's guiding me so much, who like hey, help me hold my luggage. I have to hold that shit myself. You be prepared to like ride 2 hours worth of train rides, like two hours to get to your fucking hotel, and be ready to carry that shit. Like fucking train your arms, some shit, girls, guys, whatever. But yeah, so I had to I was expecting to lug my own luggage throughout the entire thing, and yeah, I was expecting that. And then midway through, he helped me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for helping me like carry my luggage. He was like walking faster than I was. He was carrying my like huge ass luggage, and then he still had to look back and like check if I was still there or not, because I'm a fucking dumbass and I get lost again. And I was such a pain in the ass, man. Holy shit. I should have walked faster and kept like to his side, but nope, I had to walk behind him because I like walking behind. And then because of that, he had to look like behind multiple times to check that I was there while walking faster and lugging my luggage. I was like, oh, I'm such a fucking dumbass. But yeah, and we had to change the train like 3 times. Okay, the first time I lugged my own luggage. The second time, I think afterwards he just gave up because I was too slow. He helped me, and majority of them we walked down the stairs. We did not take the escalator. We walked down the stairs. We rode the escalator maybe sometimes, and then we also sometimes walked up the stairs. So it's a bit wonky, but yeah. And it's I wouldn't say it's a fun time. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my trip there, but him arriving at the Narita airport at 5:30 and getting out of the train ticket. Okay, when he first bought the train ticket to Ikebukuro, and that ticket costs about I think $12 $12 in SGD, and I was like, holy shit, am I gonna fucking spend $12 every single like day back and forth to get like, you know, to everywhere? Because, you know, that's how expensive train tickets are in Singapore or something. I was like so shocked. I was like, oh shit, I might have to budget and buy, like, choose to spend what I can wisely or something, you know. But no, it was only in the Narita airport. It was only in Narita, and entering and exiting cost quite a bit of money from Narita, I think. The other times I traveled outside of Ikebukuro, which wasn't often. I went to Disney. That was one of the times I went to was it Shibuya, Akihabara, Asakusa, then like somewhere like Tokyo Tower nearby. That was like the 5 places that I went, but there was like 2 of them were on the same day. One of Asakusa and Tokyo Tower was on the same day. Disney was another day, and then Akihabara. So like I spent like 3 days total outside of Ikebukuro, aside from my back and forth trip from Narita. So yeah, it wasn't that bad. The other tickets were like ranging from like 100 something yen, which is like about $1 plus, to about 380 420 yen, and that is about $4 plus, I think. So yeah, that was the difference, I guess, in like the price and everything. I did like, you know, it was like first, you know, it shocked me culturally. First thing I went after I landed was of course the bathroom. And obviously, the girls know. I sent them a picture of the toilet. I was like, holy shit, they have this in like the Japan toilet, you know. It's just like all the rumors say, but it's, you know, it was like the airport, so they might try to make it more fancy, but nope. All the toilets in Japan, including the restaurants, or not the restaurants, just like shopping malls, restaurants and everything, they're all the same. They are all the same. They are all the same. They have all the same like kind of system, like, you know, the mechanical bidets and everything is like all built in the toilet. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so that's one thing. Then afterwards it was like what was it called? What's it? Where was I before that? Where was I before the toilet talk? Where was I before the toilet talk? Tickets. Okay, so the trip from Narita to Ikebukuro costed me about $15. Culture shock, obviously, I already explained that. Once we reached there though, it was about like 7 p.m, 8 nearby, and then we still had to check into a hotel, which they did not have a closing time for, which thank God, because if they did have a closing time, I would have probably been out by like so long. But I checked in, put my luggage in the hotel. He taught me a bunch of things, like the air freshener. He kept it on the, like, he pressed on the on button and everything. I did not touch the air freshener at all. It was just on the entire like time that I was there. The air conditioning, that was a rack that I didn't even know that it existed, and that was like for like, you know, bags and luggage or something. I just put my luggage on top of that. There's a TV and like water. He showed me like basically like the guide of how like a hotel works. First time staying in a hotel too. It's not a 10 out of 10 experience, but you know, they helped me clean up a lot of like automatically without me asking, which is like something I really appreciated. But yeah, and then so the first day was almost over. It was about 7 p.m. and obviously we were starving at that point in time. He hasn't eaten dinner, and I also haven't eaten dinner. I haven't even eaten lunch. In fact, I had a croissant for lunch, if that's considered a lunch. So we decided to eat something, and he asked me what I wanted to eat in Japan, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, okay, so I'm a very slow eater. So ramen is a place where usually they go in, rush, eat, and get out. So I wanted to have something that you can like relax in, chill for a bit, you know, enjoy something slowly, you know, talk, you know, just like eat something. I don't have to rush because I'm like already, you know, mentally like drained. I don't want to have to like rush my food as well. So he asked if I wanted to have some soba. No, he asked if I wanted to have some udon, and I was like, isn't ramen better than udon? Because from what I've heard, you know, like from some podcasts I listen to, it's like udon is better than ramen. And skimming is apparently better than ramen or something. I have never had skimming before, still haven't had skimming. But I was like, okay, nah, I don't want to eat udon. And they're like, okay, so what do you want to eat? I'm like, I want to eat something that I can relax in. It's like, okay, how about like, so no ramen, no udon. So it was like, okay, how about we eat like soba? I'm like, okay, soba works. Not my favorite thing. I would obviously prefer ramen over soba, but you know, not my favorite thing. But you know what? They're going. He's bringing me. If he wants, like, if he chose, he kind of like, you know, okay, let's have soba. I'm like, okay. I wasn't gonna be picky about it, you know. At that point in time, he helped me so much. I wasn't gonna be like picky about it. I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna go. And then yeah, surprisingly, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. I enjoyed it like a lot. It was just great. And because he helped me so much, he came all the way to the airport to fetch me. I was trying not to worry about too much at that point. I don't think I was worried about that point. I already arrived at my hotel. I had like my free Wi-Fi and everything. You know, I just needed to get dinner and then like sort it, and then I could just like, you know, probably go back to the hotel and like chill, you know. And then tomorrow is gonna be like a new, like, fresh start, you know. And so yeah, but we had like, he brought me to a soba place. The first one was actually fully booked and did not have space. We might have to wait a bit, is what the staff told us. And then he was like, okay. And then we were gonna walk around for a bit. And he found a second one. And that was where we went in and we ate there. And we ate there. Let's see, we ate udon there, right? But not udon, oh my god, soba. We ate soba there. And it was a good like, how do I say, it wasn't the biggest restaurant. Like, I wouldn't expect it to be really big, of course. It was like a homey place. It was a really homey place. He explained to me what different kinds of like soba there are and stuff like that. And I was like, okay, so you might want to try this one. It's really good. I was like, okay, sure. And let me just tell you, I was like, I don't know how to react to the, like, you know, like, they just walk in, it's like, hey, you know, like, a table for two or something. They just like walk in and then, like, you know, staff greets you like, oh, I'm like looking for a table for two in a space. You know, I can't be that fluent in Japan, like in Japanese, especially if you put me on the spot, you know what I mean? So I'm just like, I don't know, man. And then he like literally, he literally did all the talking for me. Thank you so much. And because of that, I like, that really helped. He did a lot of talking for me and helped me order as well, explain what the menu is. He taught me some Japanese words that I do not ever remember. But he also made fun of my chopsticks using skills. I do not have skills using chopsticks, and he made fun of that. But you know what? That 1 week in Japan, I use chopsticks almost every single day. I'm improving. I'm improving. Okay, leave me alone. So yeah, we ate, and for that meal I decided, you know what, he went through all the trouble to help me and everything, you know, I'm gonna treat him to this meal, why not? So I treated him to that meal. We went back to the hotel, and then he turned on the TV, and then he watched anime for like, he watched like literally like 1.5 hours of anime, and then he went home afterwards. Then by that point it was about like 11, 12-ish, and I was just like, okay, I'm gonna go take a shower. I went in, and guess what? There was a bathtub. In Singapore does not have bathtubs, okay? You just gotta take a shower every day. I just took a shower too, okay? No bathtubs whatsoever. So I did not take a shower that day. I took a bath. This first time ever bath. You know, it's great. It's good. But I took a bath. Got out. Wait, like, I still don't know if I'm using the bath correctly or not. Honestly, I've never used it my entire life. First time using it, kind of thing, you know. Next time I want to do is to go to an onsen, you know, with friends, with girlfriends, of course, and then, you know, enjoy the onsen together as like girls having girl talk. You know, it'll be fun. This sounds so fun, you know what I mean? But yeah, I did not went to sleep. Actually, I called my mom. I think. Called my mom, updated her on everything, showed her my hotel and everything, told like my friends in like a server that we had like specifically for me visiting Japan. Like, I'm in Japan, boys, you know. to your boys. I'll see you soon. You know, when you come to Tokyo, you know, it was like I updated them. You know, it was great. You know, and then after that, I went to sleep because I had a really early day tomorrow. I had to wake up at I think like 7. I did not get good sleep back then. I did not get a good sleep. The bed was too big. I'm used to sleeping squeezed together with my plushies and my dog. You know, I'm not used to sleeping on a big bed. It was cold. I wasn't used to having the air conditioning on all the time. Like it was. I don't know, man. It was like I did not sleep well. The bed was too luxurious for me. I think. Imagine cousin sleeping on a fucking king size bed. It was like I don't know. It wasn't even king size bed. It was a queen size bed. I think. I don't know. But yeah, I did not sleep well. I woke up really early. But on the way home we went like a 7-Eleven, and it was like really different from Singapore. There were a lot of onigiris. I bought some, obviously. The first thing I bought was melon pan and like, you know, some I think like some sort of like dessert that they had there. I was like, it was good. We shared them while he was watching anime, and yeah. And then in the morning, I ate melon pan with the coffee. Coffee was a bit lackluster, honestly. Even with like the sugar and everything, it was not sweet whatsoever. I think that's just more fitted to Japanese tastes than our taste. We prefer everything sweeter, I think. Especially in Singapore, like bubble tea, everything is like sweet, kinda. So, not really used to drinks in Japan. But it's a healthy diet. I don't know, man. Like the tea is unsweetened, everything is unsweetened. You can get like gum syrup or something. It's like some sort of syrup, but it's not very sweet. It's just like you add, like I added 2 and it's like barely any sweetness to it. If you compare it to like a regular milk tea that you order from like Liho or something, it's like a 30%, 25% ish sugar. You know, if you add 2 of them, and like adding 2 of them is like really quite a bit. Like if you think about it, you know, it's like. So at that point in time, I just added 2 because I didn't want to be like. I'm a very bad foreigner. I'm gonna add like 5 in, you know. So I added like 2. I sipped it. I was like, okay. It's just like tolerable. It's like tolerable. So I just drank it. It's like, but the food though, the food was like good. It was the drinks was mid, but the food was good. Okay. Especially the coffee that the coffee the hotel provided was like hella mid. I'm sorry. But they provided like water. They also provided tea, and I do enjoy unsweetened tea, so I don't mind. I didn't mind the tea that much. But if I wanted to wake up in the morning, I need like coffee, so I drink coffee. And yeah, it did wake me up in a different sense. Even though I added sugar in there, it was not sweet at all. Not at all. I didn't taste any sweetness at all. It's kind of like meh. But yeah. I woke up. And then my friend was like kind of already on the way, I think. And then I ate the melon pan, and then that was my regret. I ate the melon pan and I regretted it so much. Why? Because when she reached a foreigner couple, I think, gave her a pair of tickets to the buffet for the hotel. So you had a buffet thing for the hotel, and you can eat whatever you want, like breakfast choice, you know. And oh my god, I should not have eaten the melon pan. Like, okay, no, the melon pan was good and all, but you know, like buffet and a melon pan, which one you fucking prefer? Obviously, you fucking go to the buffet, right? Obviously, after eating the melon pan, I didn't have like that much space in my stomach. But I still ate pancakes, so hella good. Hella good. Yeah. So my friend ate. Me and her, we met for the first time. We talked for a bit, and then we were discussing what we were gonna do today. So it was gonna be the aquarium, and then we're gonna go around the mall that was like below the aquarium. It's called Sunshine City. We went around there. I'm just gonna speed things up like a lot. Okay, so went around the aquarium, went around the Sunshine City, went to Studio Ghibli store, went to Pokemon Center, went to stop by Pokemon Sweets, but failed to get any because I had a bad stomach. And then went at Omurice. Omurice was really good. Went outside of the mall, went to Animate, which is the largest one in Ikebukuro. Honestly, the largest one in Japan, actually. The Animate in Ikebukuro is the largest one in Japan. Went there, called my friends, got souvenirs for them. Some of them got like another souvenirs, like the Studio Ghibli Totoro stuff for my friends. yeah, went home afterwards. Obviously, same thing, shower, sleep, go back, wake up. Like, the next day I had to go to Disney, so we had to wake up really early. Woke up at 6 a.m. this time. 6 a.m. we met up. I already I had a breakfast again. I think we stopped by 7-Eleven again that night. We bought something from 7-Eleven. Got ate something. Went to Disney, queued up for quite a bit. Played around Disney. Not gonna go into details of that. Go ahead and, if you want, ever go to Japan, enjoy the Disney yourself. It's one of the best. Honestly, before that, we went and she bought a book and she discussed which part is like the best parts to go or where I want to go and kind of thing. She was so nice to me. Thank you so much. She was so nice. Like, oh my god. She was so nice. She met me so early. She made me feel so comfortable. Yeah, so went to Disney, meet up with the person who brought me to the hotel on the first day. We had dinner together. It was the two of them, their first time meeting. I wanted to have a friend just in case I was busy on the day that we meet everybody. And yeah, so we met and then we went home, watched anime again. Then they left. I went to bed. Next day, woke up 6 a.m. because a friend was reaching at 6 a.m. And yeah, I called my friend. My friend has not arrived yet. I'm like, okay. So I went there and I waited for him for a little bit. When he arrived, it was kind of awkward. It was a little bit awkward at first, I would admit. I think we've talked so much on Discord and everything, but we've never met face to face. And the first time we met face to face, it was this just a boy and a girl in the hotel room. Was a bit awkward, But nothing happened. Trust me, nothing happened. Soon after, it's not even 10. I think 10 minutes passed, and then my other friend came and was like, oh hey, okay, we met up with the other friend. Three of us went to have breakfast together. Then talked a bunch till noon. Then had lunch together. Then met up with another friend, and then had lunch together. So it was the four of us. And that day I had ramen. It was surprising because the ramen noodles were different from the ones that they use here in Singapore. Won't go into details. Zooming past everything so I can, end the stream, soon-ish maybe. I don't know. But yeah, so that happened, and then okay, after we had ramen, we were like, okay, what should we do? Walk around, had a little bit of cafe, food. And then after that, we went back to our hotel. So we were planning to go our separate ways because they were going to check at 3 p.m. And then I was like, okay, it's about time we go and check into your hotels. It's like, okay. So we all went to the hotel just because the last person that we were supposed to meet up with has arrived. And guess what? Coincidentally, all three of them who were supposed to be checking on the fucking same time booked the same hotel. Wow. Coincidence like this do happen, you know what I mean? But yeah, they checked in. Same hotel, checked in at the same time, met the last friend, finally met my first ever Japanese female friend officially at that point in time. And yeah, they went our separate ways. I went to my hotel, she went into my room. We just chit chat for a little bit while she enjoyed the aircon because she is not really she's not really heat proof, I would say. she's not really heat proof, she's really weak to heat, I think. Where she came from, she's just really weak to heat. Then she forgot something at her hotel, so we went back to returned to the hotel to get it. And we had a reservation somewhere, and we're gonna have dinner there. And luckily or something, I don't know if it's lucky or not, but we were near her hotel, the hotel where she was staying at. The hotel where she was staying at, it was where the reservation was at. So we went there, and then just nice, we met up with the first friend that we met up with, and then we went and had dinner, drink a bit, and then there was another group of 3 people, and we met up with them, became a really big group of 8, and then had a drinking party. And PS Foreigner wins. Let's go. Me, I won the drinking thing. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I won. I don't know. But yeah, found out that I was pretty good. Pretty good at holding my liquor. I don't know, but okay. But so met up, got drunk, have fun, then said goodbye. One of them was really drunk, had to be sent home. I also had to be sent home. I drank a lot, but I wasn't that drunk, trust me, okay? Then next day was when the biggest group ever met up. Everybody was gonna gather together. So people from one person who's studying in Korea. Wait, what? What do you mean by wait, what? Hi. What do you mean by wait? What? Okay. And so yeah, what happened was that, and then what else? What else did we do? Okay, that day we had the biggest meetup ever, you know, like we had the biggest meetup ever, and yeah, there was like a total of 11 people who met up with me. Thank God, like I'm so happy that so many people came. I could actually cry. One person who is studying in Korea right now, she came all the way to Japan during her like school break, and you know, purposely stayed till like the end of my visit so we can go home together, kind of thing. It was like really touching to me. I'm like really thankful for that. And then there was like a bunch of other people, you know, who, you know, yeah, they stayed around. They came from like really far away. They come from like really close, but even if they lived in like Tokyo, they came and visit and like, you know, hang out like for one day. Yeah, we went to the same shopping mall again. Went to the same shopping mall again. Actually got me new shoes that I'm using for work right now. Let's go. Because my shoes broke. Which part? Which part were you confused about? There we go. And then so yeah, what else? Got me new shoes that I'm currently using for work right now. It's really good pair of shoes. Thank you for helping me choose the shoes. I didn't know if I like had like a Japanese size because I'm from Singapore and like, you know, the sizes are different, you know. Didn't know if they had that, but guess what? On my shoes they had like the size, and thankfully, you know, the shoes that I just randomly picked out because I didn't want to waste time was really comfortable on my feet. Now I'm using them practically every day. Thank you so much for picking that stuff for me, even if you don't understand what I'm saying. But yeah, and then we went to a cafe afterwards. After the cafe we went to have dinner, and after the dinner we had like a really big party of karaoke and we sang. And on the last song we obviously sang too, Kawaii Kugutte Gomen. Everything. I'm breezing through my experiences that I've had in Japan. I can probably talk about this trip for hours, but I don't want to accidentally dox someone on you. So I'm breezing through it. There we go. Okay, there we go. Then what happened afterwards? Yeah, had karaoke, we sang, and then we ended it off. And I think honestly I don't have to explain the rest of it. It's about the same thing, except I went to Tokyo Tower, I went to Asakusa Shrine, I went to Akihabara, the land of weebs, of course, because I'm a weeb, you know, blah blah blah. I did get Arc Knight's manga, all six of them in Japanese. I don't know if I am able to read them just yet. I have not touched them. Yep. But there are a few things that I want to compare from Singapore and Japan though. The trains, definitely the trains. So Singapore trains are the seats are made out of plastic. So, you know, if a girl has an accident, you know, by an accident, you know, I think most of you know what I mean. Like, you are able to clean it. I don't know if the Japanese girl are more mindful or more like cautious, because I'm pretty sure Japanese girl, I don't know, they're like, I don't know, they're raised different. It's like culturally they're raised, they're very different. So I don't know how different it is from Singapore. I'm not a Japanese girl. I am a Singaporean girl, and I can tell you I am a very clumsy person, and thankfully I always almost wear black. I don't know if I've ever had an accident on the train before, but I wouldn't put it past me to have an accident there. But the trains in Japan, they're made of like the seats are cushioned and it's fabric, so it will actually stain. I do not know how they clean it or if they clean it, so it kind of like, you know, makes me a bit scared a little bit. But I did sit on them. I sit on it almost every single time we rode the train, so I didn't even check. Don't think it'll stain me, but But and then some of the train handles. Got me. I am a weeb. Let's go. I'm a weeb. Let's go. Okay. So the train handles are actually round, like a ring, instead of like being triangle shaped like in Singapore. It makes it a little bit harder to hold. But I will say that the Japan trains, they have like this rack at the top, which uses which kind of, I don't know, does it like, it's more convenient? I don't know in a sense, but like, you know, if you have a lot of stuff that is like not too like heavy or something, I don't even think that the train rock around that much like Singapore's. But you can put stuff on top. I've seen people put stuff on top, not often, but I have seen them put stuff on top, as well as like each train section has a door sectioning off like a train. Like specifically in Tokyo, because I've only ever been in Tokyo. I don't know about the other trains on the other sides, but so yeah, so I don't know. It's like kind of like the trains. I'm just like, okay, so okay. It's the first impression I thought of was like what got me thinking was Train to Busan, the movie. I was like, dang, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I would that door would definitely help. Singapore would just be fucked. You know what I mean? The trains in Singapore are so open, you can just run through it, and like, you know, everybody in the train would just get fucked instantly. But in Japan, damn, you can last until the next station, I think, at least. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, privacy trains. And what surprised me was apparently before COVID, even before COVID, the trains, the windows, you're able to open them up. But usually passengers do not open them up. Like usually they are like, before COVID they aren't able to open them up, but after COVID it was like, okay, you're free to open them up or not, kind of thing. I don't know, I just saw someone randomly just like outside the train when it stopped, open the window from outside the train and then just walk on in. I was like, oh, you can do that? Wait a sec, the windows can open here? Like, you know, it's like, whoa. You know, in Singapore it's like all glass and it's like you can't even like break that shit. You can't pull on it, you can't do anything with it, it's just glass. But like in Japan you can actually open that shit. I'm like, whoa. And some train stations do have barricades to prevent you know that, but most of them do not, so you actually really have to be careful, kind of. Nobody stands really close to the yellow lines, kind of like same in Singapore last time, like a long time back, like when Singapore did not have like the barricade things. It's the same thing, but now Singapore, every single station has it. But apparently from what my friend says, that there is almost a case every single day. Yeah, I didn't know that either, right? You can actually open the windows in the train. It's like it's so surprising. It's like somebody just casually walked in, pulled down the window. I was like, wait, what? I felt it the first time I went in. I was like, oh shit, it's an open train. I thought it was like, you know, set, it's like preset or something, like the train has like a locked, like open window or something, so that, you know, fresh air can get in or something. I don't know, but I knew it because I could hear the sound difference, you know, the railings, it goes and you can hear it like really clear for some reason. I was like, oh wait, and I was like standing near the window. Like you can't open it fully, you can just like open it like 1/5 of the way from the top, so no child can slip out, you know, kind of thing. But it's not like fully open, no. But yeah, you can open that on the train. I was like so surprised. But apparently suicide cases for Japan, like the train accidents, do happen almost on a daily basis. And what happened is that the body parts... Okay, gore time. Okay. You might want to pause the stream now if you're scared of gore. Okay, gore time. I'm giving you a warning right now. Gore time. Okay. So what happens is the body part is gets chopped, like it flies all over the place. And what happened is the staff clears it as soon as possible. They're kind of like used to it at this point. They have to clear the body parts as soon as possible, and the train just skips the stop, I think is what happens. But that's what my friend told me, but she hasn't seen it before, so I don't know if it's true or not. So it's just like a secondary information. Okay, go over. I'm so sorry. But yeah. Yeah, you know, it was like, you know, I don't know, it's kind of like that. And then yeah, that was like one thing. And then what I really don't like about one of the Japanese trains is the handles. It's like in the middle lane of the trains. The handle is like near the door, like in the middle of the train, like doors, like two doors, right, left and right, like the front and back doors. And then in the middle lane of the doors, like in between the doors, like right down the center, there's like handrails, right? So the handrails are taller for some reason in the center. I'm just like, why is it taller in the center? Is it because like more people stand around it and that's why, like, you know, more people are more likely to hit their head or something? But to me, it's just like, that's a discrimination to short people. I'm kind of tall. Okay, I'm kind of the average height for a guy in Japanese terms. Like I'm a Japanese, like average height of a guy for a Japanese guy kind of thing. And it was a little bit of a struggle for me to grab it. So like definitely for like the shorter people, I don't think they're able to grab it as easily as I was. But you know, I don't know. Maybe they're used to it or something. I don't know. But you know, I can't really say much. But yeah, you know. And then what else? What else is there? What else is there? What else is there? Wait, nah. No, it's just a normal train. It's like a normal train. There is obviously the Shinkansen, which I have not ridden at all. But a normal train do not have like the barricades, so yeah, people can die there. People can jump down and, you know, themselves. It's like not a good scene, not a good view to witness. Don't know how they do it, where they do it. I did not see anything, so even if I did, I probably would have fainted or something. I don't know. Not the best with gore. I'm fine talking about it though. But yeah, so it's kind of like you know, But yeah, that ended it. What else did I have to say? I want to go in the next. I went to haunted house as well in is it? I think Shibuya. I think it's in Shibuya. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe in Shibuya. In a haunted house before. What I want to go the next time I visit, which will be next year. I'm gonna visit Japan twice next year. One of them is with my real friends. The other one is just gather up the prop night people again and, you know, play again. Yes, the people that I've met on in real life right now are the people that I'm friends with on prop night, that I've met through prop night or something related to prop night, or through friends who have played prop night, stuff like that. So yeah, and like next year, even if prop night does die, I hope it doesn't, but if it does die, I still hope that people will come and meet me, you know, and you know, we can play again together. We'll see. I honestly don't know. We'll see. But yeah, I want to go to obviously Maid Cafe, maybe Otome Road in Ikebukuro again. Maybe someone will bring me. I don't know. I'll find a victim. Don't worry. If you trust me, I'll find a victim. I'll go to Otome Road. And then I will go to maybe, I don't know, I'm kind of a bit iffy about going to a butler cafe or like a host club thing. It's kind of like Japan thing, but it's like unique to Japan, which I do kind of find it interesting. But do I want to go is the question, you know? And then there's of course these hot springs that I plan to visit with girls, Scott, of course. Disney Sea, because I went to Disneyland, I did not go to Disney Sea. And then more shops like I think K-Books in Ikebukuro, as well as more shops in Akihabara, because I mainly went to Akihabara and played gacha, like the crane games. Won a bunch of shit though. You can actually stick your hand out of the window, but it's like you can stick your hand out of the window easily, but it's like at the top of the at the top of the frame. So you might, if you're not very tall, you might have to tiptoe. And even if you do, you can just barely like stick like your full hand out of it, kind of thing, because your arm can't bend like that high. You have to like jump or something, and it's kind of like weird, you know. I think so. I don't remember it really clearly. It's been like almost like a week or something. But yeah. But Japanese trains are not as crowded. Like I don't think I went there in rush times, but you know, most of the time we had a place to sit. It's kind of similar to Singapore. If you don't go in the rush times or where people end work, the time during where people end work, you know, yeah, you should be able to grab a seat. If not, you know, just stand. But yeah, it takes longer to travel from one end to Tokyo to the other, of course, because Tokyo is like 2 times, almost 3 times bigger than Singapore. And Singapore, it takes 1 hour to get to one place to another, you know. But yeah, I think that's pretty much what I have. I think I don't want to go into too much details. I'll ruin the fun or like dox someone by accident. I hope I haven't doxed anyone yet. I have not mentioned any names. I don't think. Thank God. I've only mentioned that they were people I played prop night with. So yes, and several of them have appeared in my previous streams, which I will not show a picture of. And yes, we did take RL pictures. I'm not gonna be sharing them. I am very camera shy. Yeah. But if you're my IRLs, maybe you've seen them. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah. That's pretty much it, I think. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask while I'm still here. Yeah. You can ask away any questions that you have. I'll be happy to answer them to the best of my abilities. I am not Japanese. First time traveling to Japan. Tips about going to Japan: do not go alone, please. Especially if you do not understand the language, go with a friend. Even if they do not understand, you can at least suffer together and know that you guys have each other, with like each other's backs. If not, if you're going alone or something, please don't just please don't go alone, because you know you can never fully trust someone 100%. Thankfully, the person did manage to stick through with me and help me along the way like so much. Everybody was way too nice. They were kind of like, it was kind of like, instead of a friend group gathering, it was kind of like a big family gathering, and like everybody said that they had a lot of fun, or like it was one of the most fun they've had or something. Because the most people that came, all the like 13 people that came, most of them were out of Tokyo people, and most of them were meeting each other for the first time. Like, so like more than half of them were meeting each other for the first time. So, you know, it's a bit but yeah. Because of that, I think I wasn't, well, with my personality, with my personality, you know, I blended right in totally. I don't know if you can hear the sarcasm right there. I'm a very awkward person in real life. No, not really. I don't think. They say I didn't change much from my my personality in game and my personality in real life. I don't think I changed much either, but I'm kind of outgoing, but I feel like my social battery will die really fast. I don't fucking know, man. But yeah, so it's kind of like, you know, don't go to Japan alone for sure. Especially if you do not know the language. Go with a friend who can speak the language or knows their way around, or has been to Japan before, or is able to really use Google Translator or like Google Maps really well. And of course, if you have Japanese friends, don't just go out of your way to just visit one of them. Like, because I think in Japan culture, they're not able to take multiple days like off work just to come and visit you. Like how I'm able to take like 9 days off of work to visit them, but they aren't able to do the same because they have work as well. And Japan's work culture is a lot stricter. It's more strict than other countries in a sense. So they might not have the full week. Plus, even if they do have the full week that they do not have work in and you came all the way, don't expect them to spend the entire week with you. yes. When you get lost, at least you're not lost alone, you know? You can at least try to use Japanglish together and struggle together. But most of the people in Japan are really helpful. They're really nice. too nice. In fact, the friends that I met there, they weren't friends. They kind of felt like family rather than friends. Honestly, they were like really close to me. Like I don't know, they really helped me so much. And it was like they weren't obligated to do that at all. As like a Singaporean, I'm like, okay, so I'm not actually obligated to do anything to help you. Even if you if you know you came to visit my country for my sake, I'm not obligated to help you with everything that you need to help. You know, and of course I would do everything that to like the best of my abilities to like help them. But they're technically not obligated to help you in a sense. So, you know, they helped me out of the kindness of their hearts. Helped keep me, a foreigner, involved in their conversations. Use really simple words. Helped me translate the menus that I could not read for the fucking sake of me. Helped bring me to the location where everybody's going when we decided to split up, or when I decided to fucking split up on my own because I wanted to go back home and like go back to the hotel and change or something like that. So they did like really help me so fucking much. I do not know how to thank them, honestly. There was like, you know, to someone that you've never even met before, would you go out of your way to purposely get a ticket to Disney or like Aquarium and spend almost $100 just for someone who says that they're coming to Japan? Yeah, they've bought the tickets, they've bought the flight tickets, they've booked the hotel and something, but it's only someone you've known for like 3 months. Would you actually go out of your way to, like, from, I don't know where you're from or whatever, but you know, like, to someone especially from like the US or like you know, an English speaking country, not everyone's that nice. And I feel like, you know, the Japanese people are like so wholesome. They are such a wholesome community, especially the people that I'm like interacting with. They are way too nice, and I feel like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. I'm so happy to have been able to make friends with them. I do really want to keep them in my life for like a really long time, if not forever, if possible. You know, I do want to go and visit them once a year. I don't know if that's actually possible or not. I want to be friends with them for so long. I want to keep in contact, even if like Prop Night does die as a game. I hope we can still, you know, play together, have fun together. And I'm so glad that they just like, you know, became my friends, helped me so much in Japan. Like, they kept me involved in conversations, which they're like totally not obligated to do. Like, they helped me like translate the menu, like read the menu out aloud because I can't read shit because I'm fucking stupid. They helped me, they guided me to like tourist spots so I wouldn't get lost. They ensured that I went back to my hotel safely when I got drunk. They ensured that, you know, when we went to the karaoke, I did not just sit there and just listen. They asked if I wanted to sing. They wanted to keep me involved. They helped me input songs when I like requested them. And you know, in Singapore, I don't sing much English songs. I listen to mainly Japanese songs. So in like Japan, I feel like, you know, I'm more at home, especially in a karaoke room. And I feel like in karaoke culture, like Japan is so much more different than Singapore. Not to mention the buildings and everything is also different. Singapore is mostly like shopping malls, I think. I don't know. I don't go out. I'm not fucking neat. Okay, I don't go out often, shop, whatever, you know. But, you know, in Japan, I went out so much. And they were like, are you not burnt out? Are you not tired? It's like probably really exhausting for you to go out every single day. And honestly, do I use a lot of hand movements when I try to explain something they don't understand? Typically I do not. I'm pretty fluent in Japanese, I think. And I think that they know that my Japanese is not the most perfect, so they kind of, I do know how to explain like what I mean in simple sentences, and they kind of sort of get the gist of it. I don't know, they're really geniuses at getting what I'm saying, the gist of it. And if they really don't understand, Google Translate, best friend, let's go. You know, Google Translate is not right 100% of the time, but it does get your meaning across, especially when they know you're a foreigner. And you know, but yeah, like, I don't know, it just, there's so much that I want to say. I honestly, if I say them all, I probably will cry like tears of like happiness, and like, you know, I'm like so thankful for them for being my friend. I'm so thankful to them for helping me along the way and stuff. I still have 2 more things that I want to say. Like my flight back, as well as the different buildings that are in Japan. So it's like I'm like kind of like semi-ending it, but I'm not really. I still have like a few things I want to say, but you know, oh my god, like I don't know how much I don't know, like they said like, oh my god, thank you for coming all the way from Singapore to visit Japan, for coming to visit us and stuff like that. But for reals, it was like really thanks to them that, you know, for guiding me, for bringing me to places, for helping me enjoy my stay in like my dream country, for becoming friends with me. At the start, when I first met a Japanese person, you know, they were kind of like my idols. It's kind of like how, you know, when you meet like a Korean person, if you're a fan of like a big fan of K-pop, you might think that they're like your idols and shit. To me, that was like a Japanese person. I've never met a Japanese person before, and I met that, like, you know, and that's also kind of, I think, a big reason why I am in love with Prop Night, and also a big reason why I'm able to make like so many friends. It's because of like the first Japanese person that I met, you know, and that Prop Night is such a small game where the community is so closely knitted together that everyone knows everyone, and if you keep playing with like a person or something, you know, everybody knows who you are, kind of thing. If you play often enough, you'll encounter everybody in the game, because there's not a lot of people who play the game often. It's so... Probably it's a shit game, trust me. It's just a shit game, but you know, like the people in the community and everything, they're just so wholesome. And like, especially the Japanese and like Korean side, maybe sometimes, not all of them, but yeah, you know, I really do appreciate, like, you know, them going out of their way, taking leave out of their work day, fetching me, guiding me places, like even some of them treating me food or treating the drinks and everything. Honestly, I don't know how to say. I feel like I haven't done enough for them to be doing so much for me, kind of thing. I haven't even known them for a full year. I haven't even known like half of them for half a year, kind of thing. And it's like, you know, I'm just like, I don't know. I feel like they're so pure. If they come to a US country, they speak English, they're gonna get corrupted so fucking fast. Jesus Christ. And they say that I'm pure, but I, like, no, I think they're the one that's so pure. They're way too nice for their own sake. They feel like they're gonna get used by people. No. Oh my gosh. But okay. So skipping like I'm like that that's just how thankful I am to them, honestly. They probably won't understand what I'm saying at all. They probably won't understand anything I'm saying at all. But yeah, that's just really how thankful I am to them, to the people who come to meet me. So I'll talk about the Japanese building versus the Singapore shopping centers and everything first. So in Japan, they have a lot of land and stuff. So the buildings are like 4 stories. So inside the, like on the 4 stories, they have like painted like posters on the glass windows that cover up the inside. There's like, oh, we sell cards, or we are a cafe or something, you know. It's like 4 stories to 12 stories and call it ranges or something. And yeah, it like gives you like descriptions of whatever stuff it is. And then like, you know, if you can't read it, you know, there's also a big sign at the first floor saying like, you know, all of like stores and everything, what they have. Not necessarily all of them in English. Most of them I think in katakana, or hiragana, katakana, and kanji, but mostly I think in katakana. Like, they have a lot of cafes, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of cafes in Singapore. I just don't go to them because they're really expensive. It's also really expensive in Japan, but you know, I'm a tourist, so you know, it doesn't feel the same. But I went to a bunch of cafes because of this heat in Japan. It's summer. Because of the heat in Japan, we went into cafes pretty often. We chilled there, ate and drink and talk a lot there. Different cafes, different foods, you know. Unlike in Singapore, where everything is in a shopping center and the price is hiked up because shopping centers are expensive. You know, you have to maintain the shops and everything in shopping centers, and it's really expensive. The rent and everything is really expensive. And like, you know, the amount of people in Japan versus the amount of people in Singapore. Yeah, I think Japan has more people, but size compared to land, Singapore has more people. So, you know, you think that like, you know, stuff would be cheaper a bit. I mean, the normal food is cheaper and everything, but you know, I don't know. Like the cafes and stuff, you go in, the cake is like $6. Or like something along those lines, you know, or like a drink is like, you know, 15, like in Japan it's like $15, I think. I don't know, I don't remember much. I don't know. But yeah, we went there, we ate, and then, you know. Oh, goodbye. Have a good rest of your day. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. But yeah, you know, like it's so much different, and in Singapore it's like everything is in the shopping mall, so if you walk around the shopping mall you get to see like everything. You have like a directionary, you can see what you want. For me personally, I go to like a shopping mall to like I have a goal in mind. Watch a movie, hang out with friends or something, buy something, go to a certain store or something, you know. I don't really explore around, but in Japan it's like you have to explore around to know what's good, like what's around, what's good, you know. I think that's the difference, and you walk a lot in in Japan versus Singapore, because everything is like closed off in a shopping area and it's all air conditioned. But in Japan, it's like hot streets everywhere. Everybody's holding umbrellas, and I'm like, oh shit, it's really hot. I feel like I'm getting cooked, because there's one day that was like 36 degrees. I'm like, fuck, I'm getting like cooked like inside out. That was like fucking hot. But yeah, so like we went into a cafe and a lot like, you know, shopping malls and stuff. There are of course like shopping malls and stuff, like really small ones and stuff like that. But you know, they're mainly like just buildings you enter, like, and then enter the elevator or staircase and stuff like that. Then yeah, it's very different compared to Singapore. Might not be used to it, but you know what? It was fun. It's like the difference is really fun to like explore and stuff. Last thing, airport, little flight back. I missed my flight back. The gate change. I did not notice that the gate changed. I missed my flight. I don't know if it's thankful or not, but before that, my friend also missed her flight back to Korea. So we stayed a night in the airport before our flight the next day, and both of us managed to get back safely. And I'm really thankful for that. We both managed to get back safely. She probably had a really bad time getting back because it was typhoon season where she is going to, and just as I left, Singapore does not have a typhoon season, thankfully, but typhoon hit Japan too. So I think if I had one more day left, I would have been trapped in a typhoon or something. But thankfully, the day that I visited, I would consider myself the entire week that I was there really lucky. There was barely any rain. There was only one time when I got caught up in rain, and I think that was like a calm before the storm. It's just like rain and it stopped, and then, you know, and 2-3 days later, it was like boom, typhoon. You know, it was like pretty bad. But you know, if I got delayed one more day in the airport, I would not have been able to fly back to Singapore. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, but I did manage to get back to Singapore safely. Thank goodness. And yeah, I think that's pretty much the end of my stream. Kind of, I don't know. Just me rambling a lot about my trip to Singapore, not Singapore, my fucking god, Japan. And yeah, it's just me rambling my thankfulness to the people who came and visited me, like, and there's so much that I don't know how to like express everything that I'm feeling right now. I feel like if I try to express everything, I'll probably cry. Like tears of joy. By that I mean tears of joy. No, not sadness, not you know, not any of that. I feel like I would cry. Tears of joy kind of thing, you know. Yeah. Yeah. I am thankful to have, you know, been part of this, honestly. It was a good experience overall. I had so much fun. People who came, honestly, can't thank them enough. Honestly, I really cannot thank them enough. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I feel like, you know, I need to stop here before I actually, you know. But yeah, all right, stream end. Okay, it's been like 2 weeks since I streamed, and you know, this is just like no games, it's just me auto farming on Arc Nights. I'm just talking about my trip in Japan, English version. I don't know if I'll make a Japanese version, probably not. It's really hard to explain. But yeah, thank you for stopping by. I will see you, I don't know, next stream. Probably in Japanese, honestly. Okay, bye!